Test, test, test. Mic check, mic check. Test, test, test. All right, and we join you live here. We finally have some hockey weather outside in the Boston area. I hope that wherever you are, you're comfy, safe, and warm. We are inside the friendly compounds of the Edward T. Barry Ice Rink. Time for what is now a mid-season matchup, and a big one at that, between your UMass Boston Beacons and the Castleton Spartans from Vermont. Castleton coming into this game with a 6-6-1 record. The Beacons 5 wins, 8 losses. Both teams at 3-3 in the NEHC. So this is a huge game as both teams hit the midpoint of their conference schedule, the midpoint of the season, to get above the 500 mark in conference play. Let's take a look at the side-by-side statistics. As you can see, Castleton, bit better numbers offensively and a bit more efficient. They have outscored their opponents on the season, averaging 2.5 goals per contest and allowing just 2.2. The Beacons, a bit of an uphill battle offensively. They have been doubled up by their opponents up to this point in the season. They've scored 23 goals. They've allowed 46. Maybe an opportunity against a young but talented Castleton team to put some past their goalie. There's a three-way timeshare for Castleton, and it's going to be the second of the 3 goalies getting the start tonight. We will touch on the rosters and everything else momentarily, but right now it's time for the national anthem. We'll take a quick break and be back with more after this on the Beacon Broadcasting Network.
UMass Boston men's ice hockey at home taking on Anna Maria College, looking to get a win before the winter break, having come into this one losing 4 in a row, as Jacob Banks would help snap the Beacons' 3-game scoreless streak, 10-period scoreless streak, with that first period goal redirect off of the Blake Coleman shot on the pass from Gino Carabelli, puts the Beacons ahead 1-0 early on, and they would continue to just have the offense be aggressive. Corey Clifton with this scoring chance right here in front on Cole Johnston, unable to get it by him. But then Carabelli would net his second goal of the season just under 12 minutes into the contest. Clay Bankowskis finds him in front, and Carabelli buries the shot opportunity. The Beacons up 2-0 early in this one, looking in full control of the game. And they would continue to just pound away at Johnston in net. As you see Grady Friedman with an opportunity here in the 3-on-2 situation off the post. Kristoff with the follow-up opportunity, not able to get it home. Banks and Carabelli teaming up here with the scoring chance in the second period against Johnston. Pushing and shoving would ensue after the play. And then
Yeah, I hate to pull you from that compelling video. Spoiler alert, if you didn't know, the Beacons did win that game 3-2 with 4.1 seconds left in overtime, which sent them into the Christmas break on a high note. Back here to the matter at hand, the 5-8 Beacons, the 6-6-1 Castleton Spartans. Your matchup to watch, a pair of go-getters on the offensive end. Katie Wilbert been leading the way in this her junior season now out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. 3 goals, 4 assists. It puts her right at the top in both categories for the Beacons on the season. Darby Polisi is the engine that runs this Castleton offense. She is a true senior out of Concord, New Hampshire. 80 games played in her Castleton career, 27 goals and 27 assists, respectively. 7 goals, 5 assists on this season, a team high in goals with 7, and a team high with a +13 plus-minus. Going to be paramount to keep number 3 mark for the Castleton Spartans. The head coach breakdown, a pair of young coaches. We'll start off with Coach Blanchard, Danielle Blanchard, for the UMass Boston Beacons, 17-21, entering this weekend in just her second season as a head coach. And then across on the other bench, Tim McAuliffe, similar story in just his 3rd season leading the Spartans. Coach McAuliffe, 11 conference wins last season. Puck dropped, and we are underway here, center ice at Edward T. Barry Ice Rink. The Spartans winning the faceoff. The Beacons first to it, and in the form of Gabby Shantz looking up and directing traffic. It's going to be a quick clear and a race to the puck, and it looks like no icing going to be waved off, and so a full length of the ice rush coming up for Castleton. A quick look at the starting lineup here. Liz Cramp, Emily Hansen, Kaylee Kozik, the starting forwards. Shantz and Maggio on the defensive end. And Leah Bosch making her 5th career start. The true freshman out of Minnetonka, Minnesota. Schliebener, Carpenter, Carlson, the forwards for the Spartans. Campoli and Bonner, the opening defensive pairing. And Kristen DeCecco, the starting goalie tonight. Rister sent in from Alex Johnson on the left slot. It's blocked away. Handled nicely on the play down low by Adriana Crepaldi. She gets it out of the zone. And a quick chase in does not clear the area. Castleton sends it in. Emily Hansen doing some dirty work on the back check, goes down there to try and clear the zone. Quick hands, though, from Emily Harris of Castleton, keeping it in the offensive front. Slow pace to get this game started here as we've gone back and forth the length of the ice a couple of times. Honestly, no passes yet to connect in the early seconds of this contest. Claire Giuliano tries to do a little toe drag, but Alex Johnson stays home. That puck deflected into a dangerous area in front, but Emily Harris could not get the shot off. Katie Wilbert just trying to clear the zone, looks ahead to Crepaldi. That's a very nice toe drag, and now Crepaldi pushing it ahead with Henningsen Brown to her right. They go across the blue line, Wilbert giving chase. Nothing doing there for the Beacons as they opt for the line change, and it's been slow going in the opening minutes of this contest, both teams feeling each other out. Castleton, not a high-scoring team on the season, but they do average 2.5 goals per contest. They allow 2.2 goals per contest, so they keep it a little bit more in tight in comparison to some other NEHC teams. It's not just a up and down the ice, streaking linear passing type approach. They have a lot of build-up play, a lot of talented players down low around the net. The Beacons, similarly, they kind of like to play, let you force the tempo and counter your tempo, similar to a soccer-style approach. Now, they just played 3 heavy hitters on the season in a row in terms of Connecticut College, Elmira, and Amherst. All 3 of those teams were in the top 16 when the Beacons played them. They only scored, they did score 6 goals combined against those opponents. They allowed 16, and so that's why the numbers right now look a little bit skewed against the Beacons. Still in a fairly good spot with that 5-8 record. The puck now kind of deep in the Beacon zone. Wrister, and that's in. It is off the left post, and it finds Twine. I couldn't tell if that's 8 or 18. Looks to be number 8, Katie Campoli, finding Twine on the wrister, that's ahead of the pack. Number 18, Brooke Greenwood. And Brooke on the season, it's now 6 goals, second on the team. That was just a loose little play, 2 Spartans skating next to each other, and Greenwood testing the angle on Leah Bosch. She had it and gets it past her, and so a very timely goal for the Spartans. I said it looked like this would be a close contest here. The Beacons did not get off to a hot start. Puck was in the Spartans' end deep in the Beacons' end for quite some time. And ultimately, the first real shot on net gets past Bosch. It is a goal for Brooke Greenwood at the 2:40 mark into the first period, and it is her 6th goal of the season. There's Todd, our PA announcer, making it official, so it's the 6th goal of the season for Brooke Greenwood. That puts her second behind only Darby Polisi now. And I got to give credit where it's due to Brooke there. I got to hand it to her. That was an impossibly small slot that she picked out. She went off the post and in. Very good finish. Bosch never had a chance. Now the Beacons threatening behind the net they go. They loop it around to Claire Giuliano. Looks down low for Liz Cramp. Couldn't keep her stick to it. Trying to plug up the defensive end from the backside there was Melina Maggio. And some miscommunication there. Passes this one back in for a rather unnecessary icing. And now the Beacons up against it a little bit. As they just seeded the first goal of the contest slightly under a minute ago, and now back in a dangerous spot. Face off one back, Spartans send it in. It gets through some bodies, gets past everybody around the left side of the net. First to it, Melina Maggio, but she gets dispossessed on the play by Moa Carlson. Big slapper, and that's off the right post. That got through a couple of Beacons. Bosch had her angles covered, but that puck was close to making this a 2-0 game. It's flipped out of the zone, but quickly onto it is Miranda Wheeler. She'll take it herself across the center line, and connection missed on the pass intended for Ellie Schliebenner. And finally, the Beacons will get to walk it out of their zone with a face-off in the Castleton Spartans zone. Beacons need a big face-off win right here. We're 4 minutes and 5 seconds into this contest, so already 1-0, and Castleton made that first goal look rather easy. Just kind of plotting around with it in the Beacon zone, and ultimately Brooke Greenwood, they gave her just an inch or two of space to walk in. She finds that top left corner, goes off the left post, tucks it right past Leah Bosch for her 6th goal of the season. And Brooke, a senior alternate captain out of Brampton, Ontario, Canada, now 19 goals and 38 points in her Castleton career. Spinning play by Wilbert, gets it off to Crepaldi. Crepaldi takes a spill. Can't keep the puck on her stick, but it's kept in the zone by Butters. Butters quickly sends it down low to Henningsen Brown. Now Isabella circling around, back to Margot. Quick wrister. That's a dangerous spot for Margot. She usually can send it in, make something happen. Crepaldi was in the area. Instead, it scatters all the way back to the backboards, where it's picked up on the play by Rainey Lay. Butters back there to clear it up right at center ice. Tried to slide it along the right boards to Katie Wilbur, but she couldn't handle it in time. It's picked up on the play and cleared out of trouble by Alexandra Snow. And that's the third line on defense coming up and making a couple of huge plays for the Spartans. Alexandra Snow, a junior out of Buffalo, New York, along with Caitlin Bartolini. She's a senior, and that third line of defense, by any means, not by any means sacrificing talent on the play. You get another look at the goal right there. Pretty simple. It was Katie Nealon drawing the attention of a couple of Beacon's defenders, and that allowed just the slight opening for Brooke Greenwood to just tuck it on and in, and got to hand it to her nifty finish. And now it's Greenwood in the face-off circle on the left side here, lined up across from Emily Hansen. Would be a big win for Hansen. Instead, it's won back by the Spartans, surveying the scene, ahead to Bonner, over to the right wing. It's sent in by Polisi, tried to get cleared out of the play by Emily Hansen. She's still fighting for it. Pardon me, no, that's Emily Franciscowicz. No, it's 18, Addie Buddington, my apologies. Ultimately clearing it, but not out of the zone entirely. We're at the point now. They go all the way down low to Polisi. Polisi has Lawler to her right. Sam Lawler now on the red line. Angled pass to Polisi, spinning. So dangerous, the puck on her stick. Penalty committed down on that play on Sydney Leonard. So it is a power play right now for Castleton. And they have another minute 20. Emery Bonner, the super talented sophomore defender out of LaSalle, Ontario, Canada, on the puck, tried to find a streaking Darby Polisi. Ultimately, Butters does win the race to the puck. And that's a scary moment right there as Butters kind of caught up with Brooke Greenwood on the play. It looked like she was just trying to get Greenwood off of her. It leads to Greenwood taking a hard spill into those boards. It's not going to be a penalty on the play, but we'll remember that 6 minutes into this first period, the 14-minute mark. Is there a target now maybe on Margot Butters' back? The icing will give the faceoff to the Beacons deep in the Spartan zone, but it's another faceoff win for Castleton. Greenwood 3 for 3 in the faceoff circle in the early going of this contest. The Beacons have killed off the first 65 seconds of this Sydney Leonard penalty, but here comes Moa Carlson streaking through a couple of Beacons. She wheels it back around at the circle. Drops it off for Bonner. Bonner back to Carlson. These are two forwards now playing along the blue line. Towards the middle, that was Polisi in the slot. And a great play by Katie Wilbert to get in front and knock that puck away and pester the leading goal scorer for the Spartans. Down to 33 on the power play. It's deflected in front. Save made by Leah Bosch. And the rebound goes high and wide. Two big stops there for the freshman out of Minnetonka. Behind the net. That's in front, and Bosch wisely plops that left glove down on the puck. And that'll give us a break in the action. Just 22 seconds left on the penalty kill. You take another look at that right there. Incidental contact between Margot Butters and Brooke Greenwood, but that's the team's second leading goal scorer. They'll remember that. We'd like to thank our sponsors at McCourt Construction, a premier general contractor built out of Boston for over 120 years. McCourt Construction, building America since 1893. 7 minutes into this contest, Castleton already leading 1-0, and they've been on the front foot for the majority of this first period. Here's Emily Harris. Toe drag. Looks for a right-handed shot. It's blocked on the play. Oh, but it's loose in front. And a shot and score. Alex Johnson. I got to hand it to her. Another nifty finish. That's going to be an even strength goal. Leonard back on the ice, but not in time as the puck slips all the way down low to Alex Johnson. She had a lot of options. She goes low and glove side and beats Leah Bosch. Low and to the left. And for Alex Johnson, the junior, from right nearby in Andover, Mass, scores her third goal of the season and her fifth goal of her Castleton career. At the 7:14 mark, it's Alex Johnson, her third of the season, and now Castleton leading your Beaks 2-0. Obviously, goes without saying, you give up the first two goals in the contest, not the start you wanted to see in a game of this magnitude where the Beacons, you know, kind of must have assumed that they got through the very tough part of the schedule. You go Elmira on the road, Connecticut College, That play is going to be blown dead as that one got through Bosch with some pestering in front, but the whistle already sounded, just barely. But going back to the point, you go on the road at Elmira College, then home against Connecticut College. Elmira was 5th in the nation, Connecticut College 16th, and then back on the road against Amherst College that was 5th in the nation. Those are 3 top 16 teams. You get through that, granted, you look at the record book, you get through it with a 5-8 record, but now everything comes back to normal. You're still 500 in the conference. You get a Castleton team that you probably feel like you're evenly matched with, and a big opportunity here is the Beacons are now about to go on the power play. You allow the first 2 goals of the contest, but you look at the clock, and there's still 52 minutes of hockey to be played. Coach Blanchard, you can never count her out, and so let's see how the Beacons respond here. It's a beautiful opportunity. Resetting the ice right now, you have Cramp, Wilbert, and Hansen, your forward line, as that one from Butters got into the point all the way into DeChico. She was able to kick it away. Back to Margot they go. Quick slap pass to Wilbert. In front, Cramp backhand. Hansen hammering at it, and she couldn't get it past DeChico. What a big opportunity there for the Beacons in the first 15 seconds of this power play. They're back into the Spartan zone. Butters going to step into one. Wrister high, and what a save by DeChico. Margot Butters, that's probably the most dangerous shot the Beacons have in terms of her wristers or slap shots from the right-handed side on the blue line. Everybody knows to look out for it. You can put bodies in front. Sometimes you just need a phenomenal goalie play, and that's what Kristen DeChico did right there. She was able to pick it up at the last second, throw the glove out, and make the save. But the Beacons, they had the face-off win. Instead, they turn it over, and that'll allow Castleton to swap their defensive personnel. Still a minute 21 on this power play for the Beaks. As we get a look at Kaylee Kozik reversing ice here. And now Margot Butters behind her own net. Butters ahead to Kozik on the breakout. Kozik eyes peeled towards Hansen. Hansen taking on 2 Spartans, wraps it around the right side. Puck still on her stick behind the net. Wraparound look. Eyes up towards the center of the ice. She had Hannah McDougall cutting in. Now McDougall off to the red line. Tries to center it in front. Cramp takes a shove to the back. Nothing nearly enough to warrant a whistle there, but it dispossesses her from the puck. Buddington, wrister, it's blocked, and look out. Here's Julia Carpenter, a race to the net, and it's going to be won by Sydney Leonard. How about that hustle for the true freshman out of Anchorage, Alaska, to clean that one up and keep the Beacons on the front foot here. Here's Gabby Schatz across the blue line. Gabby, wrister, kick save, but the rebound goes right back to McDougall. Hannah Mack with 30 left on the power play. Has a cross-ice pass there. Ripped wrister. What a save by DeChico, falling to her back as Gabby Schatz threatening on the offensive end. Puck is still loose. 19 seconds left on this power play. It gets into DeChico. She covers it and has the protection of the captain, Katie Campoli. And so 17 seconds left on the power play. And Kristen DeChico, 2 phenomenal saves. One in the first 5 seconds of this power play. 120 seconds of game time ago. This game could very well be a 2-1 contest. Instead, Castleton still holding firm here, leading 2-0. Beacons, though, 3rd straight face-off win. It gets back to Buddington. Referee there just kind of in the way. It looks like Crepaldi was able to get a shot off. It was deflected. Back to Adriana Crepaldi and Gustafson. Little 2-man game here. Crepaldi, cross-ice pass, read and intercepted by Brooke Greenwood. And here's Greenwood already with a goal to her name today. Couldn't get around Schatz on the play. So both teams now 0 for 1 in their 2 power plays. You got to hand it to Castleton. Basically 5 seconds after they didn't score on their power play, they were able to net an even strength goal, their second of the contest. There's Darby Polisi, mentioned her name a couple of times already today, forcing a turnover there, but then that pass leads to an icing by the Beaks, and we will walk it all the way down to the other end. You're getting a look at head coach Tim McAuliffe right there for Castleton. Very solid start to his coaching career in just his 3rd season, well above the 500 mark. And this is a young team, aside from, you'd say, Polisi, Lawler, and Greenwood, a lot of freshman sophomore on this team. And, you know, you have your stalwart seniors to lean on and a young coach. Everyone seems to be buying in right now for this Spartans team, as they hold this 2-0 lead against your UMass Boston Beacons. Now 9 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in this first period. Polisi took a spill on that play, but a heads-up play nonetheless to keep it in the Spartans zone. Ultimately, the Spartans turn it over. Liz Cramp, nifty move right there to get around the defender. Polisi is there, but Cramp cuts her off, and here's Hansen, risks that one in. It goes wide of the net, but the Beacons might have an opportunity here. Very smart play by Meg Aiken of Castleton, and she lifts that one right up and out of the reach of Liz Cramp. Kaylee Kozik, though, 2-on-3. Oh, beautiful toe drag. Wrist shot, it got through a defender, but an easy push-away save for DeChico. Hansen in front of the net. Wow, almost had Kozik just walk right onto that puck in a scoring spot. It will be kept in the zone, yes. And so here's Cramp along the left side boards. On her stick, dancing in, probing, looking, shot, and it's a save for DeChico as that one up into the equipment, and she keeps it calm, cool, and collected and makes the body save. Well, have to say the past 3 minutes of this contest very much have belonged to the Beacons. A strong charge for the whole 2 minutes of that power play. Not quite knocking on the doorstep, but look primed to get themselves back into this contest. It doesn't feel like a Spartans runaway, albeit yet. We have about 8.5 minutes left to go in this first period. That was a timely win for Castleton, but they can't clear the zone. Now, wrister sent in by McDougal. That was a quick snapshot. Another big save for DeChico, but the Beacons really starting to test DeChico. Kristen DeChico, a junior. She is a Mass resident out of Lowell. Her 8th game of the season, her 6th start. Seen plenty of action for Castleton, now playing in her 36th career game. That one's loose. Riefler tried to run onto it and put a right-handed wrister on net. Instead, she's cut off in the corner by Alexandra Snow. Snow on the puck right now, and the junior out of Buffalo, New York, looks to get it out of the zone. Can't do it. It's loose. Kozik shot off her body on the rebound. Pardon me, that was Katie Wilbert, and finally it does clear the zone. No, it's still in. Wilbert looks ahead. Henningsen Brown was there, but she couldn't turn her head around in time. Katie Wilbert making opportunities at a record pace right now for the Beaks, and they're on it. Isabella Henningsen Brown, she's really a true freshman out of Portland, Oregon, has really been coming into her own in this, her 10th career game for the Beaks, and a couple of goals to her name right now, vying for another one. She's in front of the net right there along with Katie Wilbert. And oh, big hit right there. Both players going down in a heap are Wilbert and Katie Campoli. They're both back up, and it took about a minute, but finally Castleton is able to get the puck out of their zone. But no offensive rush for them as Henningsen Brown was able to get it across the blue line. Some more contacts now, as that was Crepaldi hitting the deck with Jenna Krikorian. The Beacons will dump it in, and a line change for both teams. Beacons with the advantage. 8 shots on goal for UMass Boston, just 7 for Castleton, but 2 of the 7 shots have found the target for the Spartans. Kozik diving on in, trying to get behind the net and angle a pass out. Nothing to be had, but the puck's still in the Beaks zone. Digging in on that play was Addie Buddington. It's not going to be onside. It gives the Beaks an opportunity to reset their look here as Liz Cramp comes charging in on the forecheck. 2-man game, gets it out of trouble rather easily, and it's hit ahead by Katie Nealon. Castleton will opt for a defensive line change while Bonner stays out. She'll pass it ahead to Sam Lawler. Finally, Bonner makes her way to the bench. That was close to a hook right there. No call against the Beacons. But ultimately, we will have a whistle. They've been few and far between in this first period. It's flying right along, but we will have to walk it back the length of the ice here. Chris Del Sordo on the call for you tonight here on the Beacon Broadcasting Network, and biased point of view, but I have to say the Beacons really fighting hard and kind of have hold of this game right now. Hard to say, trailing 2-0, but definitely the past 5 minutes of this, the Beacons winning a lot of the battles in the corners and keeping the puck in the offensive zone. Let's see. It was a kind of a lackadaisical defensive effort deep in the zone that allowed for that second goal to be scored for Castleton. The Beacons get it out of the zone and out of trouble. Not on the front foot right now, though, is Polisi. A bit of momentum. That one's blockered away, kicked away by Leah Bosch. Dancing through trouble here is Melina Maggio. She hands it off, well, attempted to hand it off to Sydney Leonard. Instead, they turn it over. And Darby Polisi is the one forcing the action there. Back on the puck now is Hannah McDougal. She has Leonard in front of her. Couldn't connect on the pass. It's picked up by Castleton. Oh, and a beautiful dummy sends it over to Meg Aiken. Aiken, one-on-one, looks for the shot. Gabby Shantz holds the angle down, and it's blockered and sent out of trouble by Leah Bosch. That the 8th save of the night now for Leah Bosch, both teams with 8 shots on goal. Game's been pretty even up to this point, but you always have those dangerous goal scorers threatening. Alex Johnson, Brooke Greenwood, the 2 in the first period so far for Castleton. It looked like Johnson had a chance to jump on one there. Instead, puck back into the Beacon zone on the stick of Henningsen Brown. Caitlin Bardinelli first to it, but turns it over. In front is Wilbert, and she tried to send that one back across to Crepaldi. Adriana Crepaldi involved in a lot of offensive buildup for the Beacons here. That's in front. Oh, and it goes just wide. Henningsen Brown tried to shovel the backhand by DeChico. Another save. That's her 9th of the contest. And we have a slash down low in the corner. I believe it's actually going to go against the Beacons. So it's away from the run of play. You see a Spartan there losing her stick on the play. No, my apologies. So there were 2 players there that lost their sticks on the play. I thought Henningsen Brown was going to get whistled for the slash. No, the guilty party is number 4, Meg Aiken of the Castleton Spartans. That's a true freshman out of Prince Edward Island. She's in the sin bin right now for the slash. And the Beacons threatened twice on their last power play, but here's a short-handed scoring chance. Big save for Leah Bosch, as that was Moa Carlson bearing down on her. I think Moa just went with that toe drag, a split second too late right there. The angle wasn't to be had. That puck would have been offsides. So the Beacons now with a free look at a breakout. Butters a little too loose with the stick handling there. She gets it over to Kozik. And now Kozik, beautiful job maneuvering around the defense. She'll put it ahead to Katie Wilbert. Wilbert, Kozik, Butters, Cramp. And I don't quite see the 5th player. My apologies. That one sent through an array of body. Emily Hansen is the 5th player on the ice right now for the Beaks. She was right in front of the goalie, and she knocks that one free. Cross-ice pass. Wilbur, a lot of time in the circle, wants to send it in, and just a little too cute there. That's going to be a board against Liz Cramp, and so we will be back to 4-on-4 play momentarily, but it's a free look now. Another look for Moa Carlson. Angling off to her left. She circles it out, and so the delayed penalty will allow Castleton to add a 5th attacker. There's the turnover. There's the whistle. And for the next 53 seconds, we will be at 4-on-4 hockey. That penalty could not have come at a worse time for Liz Cramp with the Beacons in the buildup in the offensive end, and now they sacrifice that power play for some 4-on-4 hockey. That was the slash against Aiken, so you saw that. I believe, I'm assuming we'll get the replay up in just a second for you, the penalty against Cramp, but it happened right in front of the referee, and it really kind of, at least from my perspective, that just took a lot of wind out of the Beacon sails as Liz Cramp, arguably your most talented player, your most skilled player right now in the penalty box, and she's such a good penalty killer. So, 4-on-4 hockey now. For, I believe, the next 53 seconds. The scoreboard a little wonky here in the rink, so they're adjusting that. But resetting the ice right now, you have Gabby Shantz, Addie Buddington, Kaylee Kozik, and I believe, I just can't see that other number on the left sleeve. I believe that's Emily Franciscowicz out there. And that's the 4 on the ice for... Yeah, Emily Hansen, Addie Buddington, Kaylee Kozik, and Gabby Shantz, the 4 on the ice for the Beacons. For Castleton, it's Alex Johnson, Ellie Schliebenner, Miranda Wheeler, and Rainey Lay, the 4-on-4 matchup here for the next 51 seconds. And then about 67 seconds of a power play for Castleton. But let's see what the Beacons can do in this 4-on-4, a bit more open ice in front of them. Buddington pokes it. Sends it into the zone, but nothing there for the Beacons. And here comes Castleton with a 2-on-2. Rainey Lay down the left wing. Slap shot, and it's saved. Gloved by Leah Bosch. And quick trigger on the shot by Rainey Lay. Almost got through the body there in front of Bosch, but she was able to reach out and glove it for her 7th save, of this first period. Both teams now with 9 shots on goal. Personnel change for Castleton. It's their first line. Darby Polisi, Brooke Greenwood, both still back on the ice, but the Beaks, a huge face-off win. Shantz gets it out of trouble. Offers it ahead to Kaylee Kozik. Kozik, though, can't get to it in time, and here comes Castleton with a 3-on-3. Rainey Lay right through 2 Beacons. It's deflected, but Greenwood skates onto it. She's one of the 2 goal scorers so far in this first period. Back to Lay. Lay. I think that was a slap pass. It definitely didn't find its target. Now it's a power play coming up for Castleton. So 4-on-4 play generated a look for the Beacons, but now all the onus is on the defense here as Castleton working with a 5-on-4. They turn it over in neutral ice. Let's see. Oh, does that go into the bench? Wow. Oh, it hit Greenwood as she was trying to go into the bench. That would have been huge if Melina Maggio could have gotten it out of trouble. And that was a player trying to go into the bench in Greenwood that got hit with the puck on the shin. You can see she's still wearing that one a little bit. So not going to be too many men on the ice. Nothing like that. No delay of games. Just a face-off here on the left side circle, center ice. It's won by the Spartans. They're holding a significant advantage in the face-off department in this first period. Darby Polisi gets to it. That puck is onside, so Polisi, a little solo action here, venturing behind the net, getting ridden out of the action on the play by Melina Maggio. Great work, but as Melina peels herself off the ice, it's now in the corner, corralled by Carlson. Intercepted on the play by McDougall, and a smart decision to just loft it out of trouble. That allows 3 of the 4 Beacons to change in just 19 seconds left on this penalty kill. Beacons now 0 of 2 on the power play today, but they're 10 seconds away from making Castleton 0 of 2 as well. Butters steps to it first. That's a great play. Gets it past the center ice line. Hansen then applying the pressure here. And that pass gets tipped away by Margot Butters. Great job for the Beacons, now 2 of 2 on the penalty kill. But charging back in for the Spartans was Katie Campoli. That shot blocked away by Leah Bosch. It was a similar situation on the second goal for Alex Johnson, where right after the Beacons were able to kill off the penalty, the subsequent personnel shift just left a lot of open space for Alex Johnson to walk onto. How about this? This pass out in front for Kaylee Kozik. She gets to it in time. Can she develop a look from the angle? Centering pass. Cramp tried to skate it in, and she just couldn't get a clean look to it, and it deflects away. Liz Cramp, Kaylee Kozik threatening today. Cramp shot misses high and wide. But the sophomore out of Farmington Hills, Michigan, is everywhere right now for the Beats. Deep in the corner with it now as she's pestered on the play by Caitlin Bardinelli, 40 seconds left here in this first period. As Cramp can't get to it in time, Allie Riefler does. Sydney Leonard now winging it around the center ice logo. Into the zone. Left-handed wrister shot, scores! Sydney Leonard, she did that one herself. 28 seconds left in the first period, and a huge goal bringing the Beacons back to within 1. She's in her true freshman season out of Anchorage, Alaska, and for the second time this year and the second time in her career, lights the lamp. Sydney Leonard at the 1932 mark, making it Spartans 2, Beacons 1. Not much else to be said than that, aside from that was all on the creativity of Sydney Leonard. The puck was out of the zone. Maybe the better play would have been to send it back to the defenseman and reset your personnel. Instead, Leonard skates it around the center ice logo, and that wide turn that she made just opened up some room in the middle of the ice. She was able to skate it into the slot and beat Kristen DeChico with a beautiful wrister for the second goal of her Beacons career. And now Leonard almost forces the turnover and another scoring opportunity. Puck is loose right around the blue line here. That's a bad turnover and a whiff on the shot, but it's still on the stick, and the backhand goes just wide from Amanda Vaughn. Vaughn, 2 chances. There's that one. Oh, that one got through and somehow hit the post. We have a goalie next to us, Maria Spilios. I see the relief on her face as that puck did not go in. It's sent in for one last look, and wow, that was a fun 20 minutes of hockey. And we'll take a breather here with the Beacons trailing the Spartans 2-1. They were very close to it being a 3-1 game. But it looks like Leah Bosch settling in after those first 2 early goals. 7 saves in the first period, and the Beacons back to within 1. We will take a break. When we come back, first period stats and more after this on the Beacon Broadcasting Network.
Passion's love. Passion is love for what you do. Because I think when you face challenges, it comes down to how much you want it and how much you love it. Passion is what keeps you going forward. Seeing so many people that were like-minded and so hardworking in their sport and academics, being surrounded by like-minded people makes you want to be more passionate. I think it pushes you to a different level that maybe you didn't think you had. And you can do the best of both worlds and love all of it.
Proportion to me is the lived experience of our Division III student athletes. They balance life from an academic perspective and the rigors of competing at a high level, bonding with teammates and building lifelong friendships. But they also are involved in their communities. They work jobs and internships and volunteer. They've learned to be resilient. Diverse experiences are setting them up for the future.
Passion's love.
The 5-campus UMass system is the university that educates the workforce of Massachusetts. We recognize that we are truly here for a reason, and that recognition inspires us and drives us every single day.
Responsibility is being accountable for your words and actions, first and foremost. It also is an obligation to be a positive influence in the communities around you. Being in a D3 program, you're going to have lots of different opportunities. You're not just an athlete, you're also involved in student life. Your academics are extremely important. We give a lot of our student athletes responsibilities right from the start by giving them leadership opportunities, by having them engage in the community, be a positive influence. That's being a responsible person.
I believe sportsmanship is it's a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors. We all go through a lot to reach the point where we compete against one another. It's important to realize that. So once we're finally on the field or on the court or on the starting block, we look at each other as fellow human beings and not just competitors. Being able to recognize the hard work that other athletes are putting in creates a more positive and inclusive environment.
Comprehensive learning is being able to adapt to experiences and apply the things that I learned. Being an athlete and juggling academics helped me grow as a person, and things that I've learned, I was able to apply it in another field, putting them into everyday life. Developing comprehensive learning helped me prioritize certain things to make sure I get to where I want to be.
Paris changed my life, and I got there through UMass. Those very specific seminal moments in Paris, the subway. A man in a tuxedo walked in and a woman in a long gown. And it was stunning. It all hit me. It was like a lightning bolt. There was this world of beauty and style that I wanted to be a part of. That was the beginning of the journey. And that all came through the University of Massachusetts. And that was really a key moment for me. It's one of those moments you never forget.
Celebrate the soggy shoes and the slow starts. Celebrate the lessons learned along the way. These are the wins, not the shiny nail-biting kind. These are the last a-lifetime kind.
Something I discovered in myself is that if I have a goal, I can accomplish it.
It's a well-rounded experience.
At a Division III school, you primarily a student athlete, so the school is really shaped around you developing yourself as a complete individual.
It helps a lot that you have a family with your team that can guide you.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well, but it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that, and it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school, it's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
I'm the first undergraduate alumnus to lead this university. I'm very proud of that. I was literally able to transform my life because of the University of Massachusetts, and I want that for every single student that walks through the door.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
I did receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
I think there's more opportunities for academic scholarships in Division III.
I did receive academic scholarships. Just being involved on campus, being a leader, all those things combined kind of get me recognized. It's a great experience for me.
Cheer for the stumbles. The he should have had that. And the tears that linger. For in those moments, greatness lies. There, you will find the provoked, the determined, the unified. It's in those moments that champions are born.
The University of Massachusetts Boston, with its scenic oceanfront campus, easily accessible to downtown Boston, is recognized as a model of excellence for urban public universities. 16 NCAA Division III sports are part of the more than 100 student organizations that create an engaging campus life in America's biggest and best college town.
Welcome back. We are still in the first intermission. About 7 minutes to go before we start period number 2. The Spartans of Castleton University holding a 2-1 lead over your UMass Boston Beacons. 3 goals to speak about, and they happened at polar opposite times in the period. The first goal just 2 minutes and 43 seconds in. Brooke Greenwood scoring her 6th goal of the season on a loose puck out in front. Basically, she was able to walk it in with her teammate Katie Nealon to her side. It drew over most of the defense, and she was just able to keep getting in closer and closer and closer to Leah Bosch, and then was able to flick a wrister just inside the top left corner for the first goal of the contest. And she's now second on the team for Castleton with her 6 goals. Alex Johnson followed it up about 5 minutes later. The Beacons just had stood on their head defensively and killed off a wild 2-minute power play. And about 5 seconds after the power play concluded, in that subsequent personnel change for both sides, there was a loose puck. Alex Johnson closest to it, and she was able to walk onto it, and she went low right side to beat Leah Bosch. So complete 2 opposite corners to beat Bosch in the game's first 7 minutes. And then it was a back-and-forth affair. The Beacons really started to take control of the contest toward the end of the first period, and their efforts paid off. The Beacons, after kind of squandering their own power play opportunity, got back on the puck, and Sydney Leonard danced around a couple of defenders at center ice, and the angle she took allowed her to walk in right to the middle of the slot, where she beat Kristen DeChico with a wrister for her 2nd goal of the season. So that's how we got to 2-1. Side by side, pretty even. The Beacons actually generating more offense as you look at it. 15 shots to just 12 for Castleton. A lot of those shots came in the last 5-6 minutes of the first period. 14 saves made by Kristen DeChico, 14 saves and 15 opportunities. Leah Bosch, not too shabby herself, 10 saves on 12 shots. For a while, it was a much wider discrepancy in the face-off department. The Beacons chipping away at that. They have won 8 of the 20 face-offs, 40%, and Castleton winning 60% of the first period face-offs with a 12-20 margin. Both teams 0 for 2 on the power play. Both penalty kills looking rather exceptional. Both PKs really locked in. Both teams committing 2 penalties for 4 minutes apiece. In fact, Sydney Leonard, one of the 2 penalty committers for the Beaks, along with Liz Cramp in the first period. So that's how we got to 2-1. The men's team, they got back to action a little bit earlier than the women, hosting the Codfish Bowl. And we have highlights from an impressive win over Albertus Magnus College in Codfish Bowl action. And we're back here, guys. This is Chris Del Sordo on the call for you here on the Beacon Broadcasting Network. A little bit of technical difficulties. Hang tight. We'll get you those highlights momentarily. We just like to thank our sponsor one more time, McCourt Construction. It's been among America's premier general contractors for over a century. It's based in Boston for the past 120 years. And McCourt Construction, building America since 1893, 130 years now of great work. And we thank them for all of their support sponsoring our broadcast tonight. We're going to send it to a break. Might have some commercials with it, might not. But give us a couple of minutes, and then when we come back in 2 minutes, it'll be time for period number 2. Your Beacons trailing the Castleton Spartans 2-1. More after this on the Beacon Broadcasting Network.
Paris changed my life, and I got there through UMass. Those very specific seminal moments in Paris. The subway. A man in a tuxedo walked in, and a woman in a long gown. And it was stunning. It all hit me. It was like a lightning bolt. There was this world of beauty and style that I wanted to be a part of. That was the beginning of the journey. And that all came through the University of Massachusetts. And that was really a key moment for me. That's one of those moments you never forget.
Celebrate the soggy shoes and the slow starts. Celebrate the lessons learned along the way. These are the wins. Not the shiny, nail-biting kind. These are the last a lifetime kind.
Something I discovered in myself is that if I have a goal, I can accomplish it.
It's a well-rounded experience.
At a Division III school, you primarily a student athlete, so the school is really shaped around you developing yourself as a complete individual.
It helps a lot that you have a family with your team that can guide you.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that. And it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school. It's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
Well, welcome back. Perfect timing as both teams taking the ice here. About 20 seconds and we'll get started with period number 2. My name is Chris Del Sordo, calling the action for you on the Beacon Broadcasting Network tonight. Your Beacons trying to get above 500 in conference play. Losing currently to the Castleton Spartans 2-1, but on the front foot of this contest with Sydney Leonard scoring a goal, making it 2-1 with just 37 seconds left in the first period. Her second goal of the season and of her young career, and it was a beautiful unassisted goal at that. Castleton, though, winning their 13th faceoff of the evening, and that sends it down into Beacons territory. Puck is ultimately cleared, and it's back on the stick of the Beacons, but a strong forecheck from Castleton separates the Beacon puck handler from the puck. Hansen back on it now, and here's Emily Hansen, the freshman out of Lake Villa, Illinois. She chips it ahead. Liz Cramp there deep in the right corner. Oh, what a move by Cramp trying to dance around the defender. But an even better play, I got to hand it to Emery Bonner staying home on that. Ultimately, she dispossesses Cramp of the puck, and it'll send it back down into Spartan ice. Nifty stick work there by Claire Giuliano to push the puck ahead, and now Henningsen Brown. Oh, what a play by Bonner that broke up a potential 3-on-1 for the Beak, and now the puck still bouncing around neutral ice. Henningsen Brown was a millimeter away from sliding that puck over and setting up a 1-on-0 opportunity on a breakaway for, I believe that was Cramp. Instead, Emery Bonner diving in to separate Henningsen Brown from that puck. And now it's Emily Harris dancing around the blue line and into the zone for Castleton. Tries to chip it off the board. The angle wasn't there. It's picked up on the play by Buddington. It's turned over, and a big block by Buddington. It's set up. Meg Aiken in front. The shot gets in. 2 big saves by Leah Bosch, as there were big opportunities for the Spartans right in front. Meg Aiken fanned on the first shot. She got an even better shot off on the second one. Bosch made the save. The rebound was there to be had, but another save for Leah Bosch. And now Katie Wilbert getting on her giddy up there, trying to win the race to the puck. She can't get to it, as Emily Harris gets there first. And so all that effort, and now Katie Wilbert has to stay on the ice and take that long skate back into Spartans ice. Wilbert finally back there at the center circle, facing off against Greenwood. Greenwood wins it rather easily back towards Alexandra Snow. Darby Polisi now along the front corner. Puck is turned over right in front of the net, but it's turned back over by the Beacons. It's still loose. What a glove save by Leah Bosch. Wow, that puck, all of a sudden, I think it was just one missed touch by the Beaks. It got right onto Brooke Greenwood's stick. She had Darby Polisi there. Those are the top 2 goal scorers for Castleton. And Leah Bosch had to guess right. She went with the glove, makes the big stop. Face-off one backwards. That's 3 face-off wins in a row for Castleton now. They're back up to a 15-8 face-off win differential. Beacons get it out of the zone. Sydney Leonard looking ahead with it. That puck was played in offside, so Castleton will get a free clear here. They look in the direction of Darby Polisi. That was some incidental contact from Allie Riefler that ultimately held Polisi up, and better to be lucky than good in that regard. But Greenwood, though, chipping at it. Cross-ice pass, and it's a beauty, and that's a goal. Sam Lawler, the recipient. You got to hand it to Brooke Greenwood. She's already scored her 6th goal of the season tonight. Just a priceless, that was an elite cross-ice pass. And Sam Lawler even had some time to figure out what she wanted to do. She goes low glove side to beat Leah Bosch. And Sam Lawler lighting the lamp for the Castleton Spartans. For Sam, the senior out of Billerica, Massachusetts. It's her 4th goal of the season and her 12th goal of her Spartans career. Sam Lawler from Brooke Greenwood at the 2:40 mark, making it 3-1 Spartans. So we talked about Darby Polisi and how dangerous she is for this Castleton offense. She's been a bit of a decoy today. He's been on the ice for all 3 goals. Does have an assist, but right there, that was Polisi drawing a couple of defenders, which allowed Greenwood to fake the pass to Polisi and go cross ice to Sam Lawler, who nets her 4th goal of the season. So it's 3-1 now. Spartans back up by 2. The Beacons trailing by 2 for about 12 minutes in the first period before getting 1 back right at the end here. They'll have to go back to that reserve and see what they have still in the tank. Emily Hansen dispossessed on the play. Crapaldi coming in from the backside to keep it in. It gets to the stick of Katie Campoli. She can't get it out of trouble as Liz Cramp right there on the puck. And now Crapaldi forcing the turnover. No, Campoli able to stick with it. But the puck is turned over. Maggio takes a spill on the play. She gets it back. And now Wilbert and Maggio trying to reset the offense in the front left corner for the Beaks. Oh, and that's a board right in front of the referee. You see Katie Nealon put both of her palms up there. Instead, it's going to be an interference call. That makes a bit more sense than the boarding would. But the Beacons, they surrender a goal, but less than a minute later now, another power play opportunity as Katie Nealon in the sin bin, interference the call. Nealon playing in her 14th game of the season, a senior out of Niskayuna, New York, in upstate New York. A bit of a frustration play right there as it happened right in front of the ref. Stick gets caught up in the skates of Sydney Leonard there. She's looking back for the penalty, hoping for the 5-on-3 instead. Beacons will have to do some chasing here as Lawler back on the puck for Castleton. And the Spartans doing a very good job of just keeping the Beacons off the puck for the first 20 seconds of this power play. It's dug deep in the corner there by Ellie Schlebener. Finally dug out of trouble and charging ahead again is Sydney Leonard. Leonard. Left-handed puck carry. Centers it in front. Riefler was on the doorstep. Couldn't get a stick to it. Back they go to Leonard. Behind the net. She'll walk it out to the circle. Has someone at the point in the form of Buddington. Addie, quick slap shot. Oh, it's loose, and the deflection goes just wide. Riefler was there on the doorstep, couldn't get a clean shot off. Buddington takes it out of the zone and resets to Katie Wilbert. Wilbert dancing around the defender. She has an angle now, has two players to her right. Wrister, it goes wide. I think it might have gotten deflected in front. 1 minute left on this power play. Nice move there from Hansen. Dancing by the defense. Centering pass. Cramp was there, and it was just too far out in front. But it's still loose. Kozik, puck handling. Kozik backhand shot goes wide. The Beacons are really testing Kristen DeChico now again in this second period. Down low, they go to Liz Cramp. Cramp fighting to keep it in the zone. An even better job there by Meg Aiken to get it out of trouble. And now Kozik dancing around Julia Carpenter. Wilbert, cross-ice pass. It's deflected, but it gets to Hansen. Hansen dispossessed on the play. What a great job by Julia Carpenter getting her stick right into the shooting lane. And even bringing down Kozik or Hansen in the process. 14 seconds left. The Beacons will have an opportunity to get one more rush at the ice. Hindered a bit by that turnover to Emery Bonner. And now Cramp really have to racing hard. She won't get to it in time. And that will more or less do it for the third power play opportunity for the Beacon. They've been threatening. They've been knocking on the doorstep all three power play opportunities. But nothing yet to be had. You get a look at Katie Nealon there. Just 3 seconds. And she'll be back on the ice. It's another face-off win for Castleton. They've won all but one here in this second period. Big for them trying to hold on to this 2-goal lead. So we're back to even strength hockey right now. That puck chopped free by Liz Cramp. She can't get it out of the zone successfully. Lawler attempting to chop at that one. That puck was played in legally, though, so Butters had to get on her horse a bit there to get to the puck around the Castleton defender. Some bodies flying deep in the corner there. Wilbert, she's up and okay. As the angle played on the boards right there by Butters, but it's Greenwood in front and a big save for Leah Bosch. Brooke Greenwood, who has been everywhere tonight for the Castleton Spartans, flirting with another opportunity. Instead, the save made by Leah Bosch, her 12th of the afternoon. We're back now, another face-off, this time won by the Beaks, but they can't clear it out of trouble, and so Bosch is going to cover it up, and we'll just do it again. It was crazy to see those numbers. Castleton ended the first period with 12 face-off wins. They had 12 face-off wins for, I would say, the first 15 minutes of the contest. They didn't win a face-off in the last 5 minutes of the first period. The Beacons only had 5 face-off wins. They won the last 3 face-offs of that first period, and it is very much slowed down that face-off circle success for the Beaks. Right when you least want it to, because it seemed like the Beacons were right back into this game at 2-1, and then the quick goal and a chance for another for Lawler, but it's blocked out of trouble on the play by Claire Giuliano. Way to be for number 21. And now Cripaldi carrying it out of trouble for the Beaks. She gets cut off on the play. Leonard there to chip at it. Shots behind everybody. She's always going to be in the last line of defense out there, but it's turned over on the play by Boyd. Great play by Leonard to clear it back up and get it out of trouble. And now Isabella Henningsen-Brown is going to dance through 2 Spartans. Has a player in the middle. Centering pass was right there, and Adriana Cripaldi could not get a shot off. Greenwood, or that's Polisi, takes a spill. What an individual effort by Henningsen-Brown to dance through 2 Spartans and get that pass in front. The Beacons have really found something now with these wide rushes in and the centering passes. A lot of tangled bodies there and players hitting the ice. No whistle. By the time Cramp gets to her stick, somehow the Spartans were able to carry that one out of trouble. And now here's Sam Lawler racing to the puck. Winning the race is Gabby Shantz, though, and it sends Lawler into the boards with some authority. Cramp through the middle of the defense. Cramp dancing with the puck. Loses it, but gets back to it in the right corner. Pretty deke move there to get it over to Hansen. Hansen not quick enough behind the net where she's dispossessed from Meg Aiken. Seen Meg Aiken play a very nice 2-way game for the Spartans tonight. Miranda Wheeler tried to pick out Emily Harris with that centering pass. It gets through everybody. And this will give the Beacons a decent opportunity to just regroup, try to get back on the front foot of this contest. Allie Riefler, always a dangerous goal-scoring threat. She's going to be first to this puck. Tried to spin it back to her left, but instead it does get over to Hannah McDougal. McDougal opted for the toe drag. Really heady play there by Buddington to keep it in the zone. Tries to center it out in front. Miranda Wheeler doing as her name implies and wheeling it out of trouble before she looks ahead to Emily Harris. That was a great job from Castleton there. That was 30 seconds of high-intensity defense needed. They make it look easy. And it looks like, I'm not quite sure what got lost. I think that might have actually been Coach Blanchard's pen that was on the ice. I don't know if we got that, but as we zoom in on Coach Blanchard, the play was stopped because there was an object on the ice. The referee picked it up, tossed it back to Coach Blanchard, and that looks like the pen that she's holding in her left hand right now. We won't tell on you, Coach, but there's video footage. So it'll be a center ice face-off, or pardon me, a neutral ice face-off on the right side. The Beacons win, and Katie Wilbert first to it, chasing down the right side board. Wilbert, head back up. She's cut off. Wow, it's right to Henningsen Brown in an open spot. Slap shot is saved from Kristen DeChico. She hasn't had to do all that much in this second period. Answers the bell there. She now has 16 saves on the contest. Leah Bosch, 14 saves. Kristen DeChico, 16 saves for Castleton. Butters on it. That one was to Boyd. Boyd tried to thread the needle to Henningsen Brown. Instead, it gets turned over at center ice. It's not going to be, yes, it is going to be an icing there as Margot Butters does a great job a la basketball boxing out Alexandra Snow's charge towards the puck. Both Snow and Carpenter on those back lines, Julia Carpenter, from the same area as Liz Cramp, played her junior hockey for the same program as Liz Cramp. And you got to hand it to number 24, Carpenter. Similar style player. She's in the center circle right now for Castleton. Beacons win the faceoff. Hansen, there's the goal! Wow, it snuck through the right side of the post. DeChico seemed to have all of her angles covered, but no, how about that? Emily Hansen, it's two freshmen with the first two goals of the contest for the Beacons, and the young guns supplying some offense now. Hansen, right in front of the net. She scores for the Beaks. And for Emily, it's her fourth goal of the season and her fourth goal of her Beacons career. Emily Hansen at the 9:25 mark, her fourth goal of the year, bringing the Beacons back to within one. It's Spartans 3, Beacons 2. Gotta love that build-up play right there. And Hansen, right place, right time, and you love seeing the finish there. That was not a high percentage scoring opportunity, but you got to play to win. And so this looks to be a penalty going against the Beacons unless that puck was played offside. No, all it was an offside. But you got to play to win, and so fair play to Emily Hansen as we have the replay for you right here. The Beacons grinding in the face-off circle. That puck was loose in the front corner for a while. Hansen got to it first. She wins the face-off. And, yeah, just got in the equipment there of DeChico and slips on through. And you got to hand it to Emily Hansen. So now if you look at it for the Beacons, it's two goals, one from Sydney Leonard, one from Emily Hansen. Those are two freshmen doing it themselves, both those goals unassisted. Chance for another, and it was on the doorstep. Wow, Hannah McDougal right there. Couldn't get the shot off, but Riefler still applying the pressure. We're halfway through this hockey game. Castleton holds a one-goal lead, but this is anybody's game with 30 minutes left to go in this contest. Chronologically, it went Brooke Greenwood and Alex Johnson for Castleton to make it 2-0. Then Sydney Leonard right before the end of the period making it 2-1. Will hold as Hannah McDougal dancing in. Tries to center it for Sydney Leonard. McDougal on it, and DeChico, that's the smart call. Hopping on the puck and just trying to soothe this one out, calm it down a little bit for Castleton. And then you go into the second period, and just at almost the exact same time stamp of the first period, Castleton scores a goal at the 2:40 mark. Sam Lawler off a beautiful pass from Brooke Greenwood. And that was a very deflating goal. It was 3-1 Castleton, but the Beacons, fair play to them, staying on the gas pedal. They get that Emily Hansen goal you just saw and are now in the offensive zone again. That one got through the defense, past DeChico, but wide left. Henningsen Brown, that centering pass is deflected. Boyd sends it in. Wilbert skates to it. Has McDougal in front. Oh, that was Henningsen Brown in front. Couldn't get a shot off as it goes to her left-hand side. She's a right-handed shot. Wilbert still on it. Great job there from Katie Wilbert, navigating through traffic in the neutral zone, and she'll send it back in. Beacons with a 4-on-3 if they hurry. Henningsen Brown to Wilbert. Oh, it was close, and it's another save for DeChico. Beacon's starting to pepper this young, or not a young goaltender, but a goaltender who is earning her start in a timeshare right now. Two other goalies on the roster, Isabella Segui, Claire Simon, both talented in their own right. Segui, we didn't expect her to dress tonight. She is in uniform. Just immediately, this is her first return back from injury, so wasn't expecting to even see her dress tonight. But it's been a nice showing out of Kristen DeChico. Both of those goals, she got contact with the puck. You know, that is the most important thing, is another puck bouncing in front, almost gets through. Here's Cramp, always so dangerous on the puck. She's bodied away from the play by Greenwood, but here we go. Hansen, I just don't think was ready for the shot. She had Kozik in front. Cramp reaches in, but Greenwood calmly takes it out of trouble, and now this is the dangerous line in terms of Greenwood, Parisi, and Lawler. It's turned over at neutral ice, but right back into the Castleton zone, and sent right into Gabby Schott. She gloves it down. The pass to Cramp couldn't find the target, so we'll turn it over and go back the other way. High-intensity point of the contest here is Emily Harris through some defenders. Centering pass, she kind of easily just lofted that one in. It got onto the stick of her teammate, but it's turned over, and now here's Kozik, has Hansen in the middle. Kozik, toe drag, shot, saved by DeChico. It must be, I believe, doing my mental math here, that is 8 straight shots on goal for the Beacons since the last shot on goal for Castleton. So 8 straight shots on goal now in the middle of this second period. The Beacons, 20 shots on goal in the contest now, 18 saves for DeChico, 14 for Leah Bosch. Riefler hits the deck there. It sets up a pass to, that's Sydney Leonard in the corner, and now Leonard trying to keep it in the zone with Claire Giuliano. Claire can't do it. Nifty job right there to get it out of trouble, though, and just dump it into the Castleton zone. No line changes. We'll keep the same personnel on the ice right now, as it's Katie Campoli lofting it ahead to Alex Johnson. She has one of the Spartans' 3 goals already this evening. Cross ice pass to Emery Bonner, super talented sophomore defender. Her pass is intercepted, and now, it's turned over. Leonard on Bonner, slapper, it goes just wide. Wow, Sydney Leonard, nice decision making right there. She wasted no time looking for a better look, went with the hard shot, tested DeChico. I don't think that'll go down as a shot on goal, so still 18 saves for DeChico. Henningsen Brown lost a wheel on that play, took a spill, she's up, she's fine. And the puck luckily not in a dangerous spot for Castleton, and it is right there, and walking it all the way in, Meg Aiken. Didn't have to ask anything out of Leah Bosch for about 6-7 minutes now, and she all of a sudden up to the task, makes the big save. But now a very crucial face-off coming up in that left side circle deep in the Beacons defensive zone. It's the true freshman, Leonard. Or no, pardon me, that was Wilbert. She loses the faceoff. It leads to a shot from Julia Carpenter, but the save made for Leah Bosch. If Matt Meisenbacher was here next to me, he would tell you the same thing. That is the worst case scenario if you're Leah Bosch. You allow a goal, then your offense goes on a run, and it's 7 minutes of the puck not getting anywhere near you. All of a sudden, the next shot on you, it's a 3-2 game instead of a 3-1 game, and you haven't seen the puck for 7 minutes, and Leah Bosch 2 for 2 on getting her number called back into this contest and making 2 big saves. So she's up to 17 saves on the night. Both teams at 20 shots on goal up to this point in the contest. Kozik skates right through some contact from Bardinelli. Henningsen Brown into it first, tried to pass it back to Kaylee, reaches in, uses that long wingspan to pop it free. Wilbert, oh wow, Katie Wilbert, that puck ultimately got to her stick at a better spot. She tried to pass it to Kozik. Probably could have went for the shot there. That one's lofted up in from Boyd. It allows the Beacons to change. 5:40 left to go here in the second period. The Beacons have had a counter twice. Turnover from Riefler, and it's a big save from DeChico. Allie Riefler I don't think she expected to skate onto that puck, and before she knew it, it was a one-on-one between her and Kristen DeChico. Now both goalies with 19 saves tonight now for Kristen, as Allie Riefler, the sophomore out of Binghamton, New York, was a centimeter or two away from her third goal of the season and tying this game up. As it is, it's another face-off win for Castleton, but once again, they can't get it out of trouble. Cramp. I got pulled down in the corner there. That was a nifty play from Miranda Wheeler. It lets Castleton clear the zone. Maggio jumping in to send it back in, but it was played in offsides. Cramp poking at it. Still fighting along the right sideboard. 3 Spartans. Ultimately, that's Gabby Shantz doing what she does best. Clearing it. Out of trouble. Making it look easy in the process. Riefler takes a spill on that one. That was a nifty play. Once again, Miranda Wheeler in the corner for Castleton, making it work on defense for the Spartans. Emily Hansen first to that, so that puck doesn't leave the zone. Wow, Darby Polisi, heck of a job there, as it was just her, and now she sets up a 2-on-0. Lawler to her right, back to Polisi, and she missed it. She just missed it wide left, off the frame of the net. Oh, if you're the Beacons, you cannot squander that opportunity you just got. Now it's back to a 3-on-2 the other way. Wilbert charging ahead. Wilbert toe drag, she gets tripped up, and the Beacons, not yet, it'll be a delayed penalty, but they'll have a chance to tie this one up on the power play. What a miss from Darby Polisi, last person you would expect that one from. It's touched on the shot in, it'll get corralled by Sam Lawler, and now the Beacons, a chance to tie this one up on the power play with 4:16 left to go in this second period. Rainey Lay, the guilty party. And as you see it right there, happened right in front of the referee. Rainey, a freshman defender out of Highland, Utah. She's in the box. Beacons 3 power plays prior in the contest. Looked good on all 3 power plays. That both of their goals they've scored have been even strength goals, but they win the face-off now. Riefler over to McDougal. Hannah, left board play. Down low to Riefler. Riefler, quarterback in the offense behind the net. That one's sent in, and it's save made by DeChico. McDougal almost played the angles for a goal there, but Kristen DeChico, who has really had a lot asked of her here in the second period, up to the task so far in this power play, she covers that one up. 20 saves now for Kristen DeChico, the junior out of Lowell, Mass. Her number's been called quite a bit in this second period. Butters keeps it in the zone to Kozik. Around they go to Wilbert. Katie, left-handed puck carry. Little Deke clears up some space. That one got through some bodies. Hansen was the closest to it. It misses wide. Kozik over to Butters. Butters, slapper, and it's off the back of Emery Bonner. That's probably going to sting for Bonner, but a timely clutch play to get that puck out of trouble. Cross-ice pass there. Probably not the best decision for Wilbert. And now Leah Bosch going to have to come out of her net. Great play there to actually get it out of trouble. And here come the Beaks with a 3-on-2. No, it was offsides. Liz Cramp right in front of the ref. She didn't think she was offsides and has something to say to the linesman Lemieux on that play. Slams her stick to the ice in frustration there as the Beacons had a big chance at a 3-on-2. 51 seconds in this power play gone. Rainey Lay, the freshman, the guilty party for Castleton. That's a great play by Addie Buddington to keep this one in the area. It's offsides, but it's still in neutral ice where the Beacons can threaten. Riefler takes it across the blue line where she's immediately met on the play by Carpenter. But a nice hit there from Gabby Shantz to lock up Carpenter and take her off the puck. Now Shantz slides this one over. Great play by Buddington to keep this one moving forward. 43 seconds on the power play. Buddington centering pass. It's deflected. Riefler has it. Riefler wheeling, circling, fakes the shot. It gets all the way out to Shantz. Gabby's shot on the stick of Riefler. Once again, wasn't ready for it though. And that one's cleared out pretty smoothly by Moa Carlson. That's a true freshman there, handling that dangerous puck with ease. Shantz dancing. She's been on the ice the majority of this power play here. McDougal sends it ahead to Liz Cramp. Liz with a 3-on-2 if she wants it. Fakes that one in. Oh, it's a beautiful angled pass to McDougal off the side of the net. Chasing on in is Mia Boyd. Boyd keeps it into the zone. 4 seconds left on this power play. Maybe one more opportunity here. Buddington, we're back to even strength. Hansen puts it in front. It's still loose, and Kozik couldn't get a stick to it. That is the 4th power play yet to register a goal, but all 4 power plays, the Beacons have really been threatening. Slapper, oh, and it goes just wide. That was a quick shot by Mia Boyd. Good instincts there from the freshman to put that one on net. That puck's deflected off Kozik. It seems like the Beacons have been on the doorstep for, we've played 18 minutes in the second period, like 15 of the 18 minutes. That puck's still loose in front, and Cramp misses high and wide. Hansen diving in, opens up some space. Liz Cramp still walks onto it, shovels it forward. And another 2-on-0 opportunity. This time it's Moa Carlson. Has Polisi to her left. Back to Carlson, and they fan again! 2 straight 2-on-0 opportunities that Darby Polisi has been involved in. And both times, once the shot was too early, this time they went one pass too many. And Leah Bosch survives another play. This one almost gets in behind her, but she covers it up. Maria, I almost want to give you the mic and ask you about what goes through a goalie's head when you have a 2-on-0 like that, but honestly, it doesn't matter what's gone through Leah Bosch's head because she survived both of them. And the Beacons, right when it felt like they were honestly playing their way back into this tie, the hockey gods were with them on both of those breakaways here. You got to think third strike, and you will be out if you're the Beacons. But Coach Blanchard still with the foot on the gas pedal. The Beacons win that faceoff and go with a full 5 breakout to try and set up a 3-on-2. Instead, the puck is loose in the Spartan zone. It's picked up by Katie Wilbert, shoveling it ahead towards Isabella Henningsen-Brown. They can't link up, and so it's back in the Spartan zone as Emily Harris, last-ditch effort, she is able to separate Cripaldi from the puck, and oh, that's a bad hit. Right in front of the net, Katie Wilbert is down, and she's trying to get up. She definitely has her wits about her right now, but that is going to sting. Katie Wilbert, as tough as they come, the junior out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She's up and lost her glove in the process. She's tough. She's not even going to accept the help, and you got to love this, the round of applause from the fans here at the Edward T. Barry Ice Rink. But we're not pulling any punches here. Katie Wilbert not looking too great right now, skating off of the ice. Just a true playmaker in every sense of the word. The junior playing her 39th career game for the Beacons, 12 career goals in her Beacons career. Now, this happened right in front of the referees. I think it looks like we're going to have the replay pulled up for you guys momentarily right now. And it will be a penalty, it looks like, against Castleton. Wasn't sure if that was incidental contact or not, but no, that's going to be, that's elbowing against Alex Johnson. So one of the goal scorers for the Spartans, Alex Johnson, committing the 5th penalty by Castleton tonight. And the Beacons, once again, 41 seconds left in the second period. Another chance to knot this game up at 3. They have survived a couple of 2-on-0 breakaways. 5th power play. Let's see if they can capitalize here. That's centering pass to Leonard off her stick. In front is Riefler. She gets it out to, that's Buddington. Buddington's shot is blocked, but the clearing play not sent out clearly from Bardinelli. So 19 seconds left in the period. 1:35 left on the power play. Here's Riefler. Oh, a cross ice to Buddington. Addie looks up, sees 12 on the clock. Some room to operate and spin. This one gets deflected over, and it's kept in on the play by Gabby Shantz. That'll more or less do it for us here. Barring anything crazy, maybe one more look on net. No, it's blocked on the play by Julia Carpenter. And so, what a back and forth period we had in this period number 2. Only 2 goals scored, but 3 more penalties committed by Castleton. And now the Beacons, 80 more seconds on a power play as we start period 3. Through 40 minutes of hockey, at the end of the second period, the score, the Castleton Spartans 3, your UMass Boston Beacons 2. We will come back shortly with second period stats and a second period scoring summary right after this on the Beacon Broadcasting Network.
I'm the first undergraduate alumnus to lead this university. I'm very proud of that. I was literally able to transform my life because of the University of Massachusetts, and I want that for every single student that walks through the door.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
I did receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
I think there's more opportunities for academic scholarships in Division III.
I did receive academic scholarships. Just being involved on campus, being a leader, all those things combined kind of get me recognized. It's a great experience for me.
Cheer for the stumbles. The he should have had that. And the tears that linger. For in those moments, greatness lies. There, you will find the provoked, the determined, the unified. It's in those moments that champions are born.
The University of Massachusetts Boston, with its scenic oceanfront campus, easily accessible to downtown Boston, is recognized as a model of excellence for urban public universities. 16 NCAA Division III sports are part of the more than 100 student organizations that create an engaging campus life in America's biggest and best college town, UMass Boston. Boston's urban public research university for the 21st century.
Division III allows you to give yourself to other things.
Having that free time allows me to pursue the things that I want to pursue.
Division III athletics affords students the opportunity to, engage in the other interests in their campus and in their lives outside of that sport.
It allows you to just be able to do everything you want to do. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Moving from Turkey, it was a rough journey for me because when you don't really speak the language that well and when you don't really fit in the crowd, it's very easy to disappear. But I decided not to give up, and UMass helped me.
UMass Boston was my first choice because when I came to the campus, I saw that there was a lot of diversity, there's a lot of people. Here there's a lot of international students, so it's really cool to meet people from different countries, different parts of the world. I'm Julia Murphy, I'm from Canton, Massachusetts.
I'm Olivia Murphy, I'm from Canton, Massachusetts.
We're sisters.
We're sisters.
I play volleyball and she plays basketball. Here they have a freshman success community. So each major has their own community that you can join as a freshman, and you take classes with them, you do study groups with them. So it was really helpful getting to know people in your major right away.
So in health exercise sciences, we have an internship at the end, so it's so much better to have an advisor helping you out, telling you which classes to choose.
People at UMass Boston, they're here because they know they can have an impact, not just on research, but on people, on their students.
This is just a starting point. It only has potential to grow, and it has a big potential to grow up.
You're really having a direct impact on people's lives, and you can see that now, and you can see that years from now.
So I think it's becoming like a place that people want to go. What UMass Boston is able to offer to its young people certainly stands out to that mission that was set right out in the beginning. It's something UMass Boston should be and can be very proud about.
Welcome back here to another edition of UMass Boston Beacons Women's Hockey. This broadcast brought to you by our friends at McCourt Construction, among America's premier general contractors based in Boston for over 120 years. And we'll show you the scoring summary now. The Beacons locked in a tight one, trailing the Castleton Spartans 3-2 through 2 periods. You know that Sydney Leonard scored that goal right before the end of the first period. Once again, it was Castleton getting out on the front foot, Sam Lawler, thanks to an amazing effort from Brooke Greenwood. She stayed with her in a 2-on-1. Greenwood slid the pass over. Lawler deposited it. That made it 3-1 Spartans, and to be honest, cards on the table. If you weren't tuned in at that point, it really felt like, hey, that's what this game is going to be. It's Castleton and their offensive attacks game to win. But the Beacons chipping away, forcing 3 more Castleton penalties. And at the 9:25 mark, Emily Hansen, after she won her own face-off, skated onto the puck and just was able to slip one through the equipment of Kristen DeChico and make this a 3-2 game. So taking a look at the side-by-side statistics, in the second period, it was a pretty even game through period number 1. The Beacons definitely had the upper hand in period number 2, and they will start period number 3 with 80 seconds of a power play remaining. But the Beacons out shooting Castleton 28-23. Those are shots on goal. Total shots, the Beacons are out shooting Castleton 47-31. So that's a two-sided coin. You got to hand it to the Beacons for generating 47 shots, but only 28 of them found the target, whereas 23 of the 31 Spartan shots, a bit more efficient, have found the frame. Kristen DeChico now has made 26 saves for Castleton. Leah Bosch, 20 saves for the Beaks. Once again, Castleton, pretty steady advantage in the face-off circle. They out-faced off the Beacons 8-12 in the first period. My quick mental math here, they beat the Beacons 15-9 in face-offs in the second period. So they've won 27 of the 45 center circle drops in this contest. The big number, I think, is right there at power plays. Neither team has converted. The Beacons, in all 5 of their opportunities up to this point, have really been testing the Castleton defense and Kristen DeChico, and they still have 80 seconds on their 6th power play of the game. One could only assume, or I guess one could only hope, but that something has got to give. A lot of conference hockey tonight, so let's take a look around the New England Hockey Conference. This is a big NEHC game. As you guys know, both teams in our game tonight, 3-3, trying to get on the plus side of 500. Southern Maine leading the University of New England 3-1, and that game, I believe, that game has gone final. So Southern Maine has beaten UNE 3-1. They get the win. A huge game between the heavy hitters of the NEHC, Norwich and Elmira. That game in Elmira tied at 2-2. And then 2 more games that have yet to start. New England College at William Smith, that game at 7. And then Plymouth State down in Rhode Island playing Johnson and Wales. That game also starting at 7. Now, the women's hockey team here trying to fight back to the positive side of 500, but they're threatening. They're having a pretty solid season. The men's basketball team here on Beaconville off to a phenomenal start. 3 different wins last week. We have some highlights for you here. Take a look.
UMass Boston men's basketball at home for their final non-conference game of the regular season, taking on Westfield State University for the first time since the 1998 season. These two teams would go back and forth in this one, and early on it would be 3-pointers for the Beacons as Emmanuel Zayas nails a 3 to give the Beacons an early 3-0 lead, and then Mariano Olivier Rodriguez helps tie the game up at 8 with a 3 of his own from the left side. And then the Beacons would go on an 11-2 run that would see them take the lead for good. However, this was a back-and-forth battle no matter what the scoreboard says at the end of the day, as you see Xavier McKenzie hitting a 3 from the top of the key to give their Beacons a 13-10 lead. And then Malik Lorquette, another masterful day for the senior, who had 6 points during this run, working against some tall owl defenders, making magic happen in the paint yet again, as you see the final points of his 6-point performance during this run on the reverse layup, his patented move right there to help put the Beacons ahead by 7. And then Bobby Joy finishing off the run with a quick layup to the right side. Beacons up by 9 early on, and then a dunk contest for both sides as Kumar Brown kicks it off with a dunk for the Owls on the offensive. And then Lorquette with 2 electrifying slams of his own. Right here, the 2-handed jam on the left side. And then a little while later, with the Beacons up by just 1, a steal from Lorquette, gets it over to Xavier McKenzie, who gets it back to Lorquette. The one-handed jam goes down. The Beacons in control by 3. And then they'd cap off the first half with 2 free throws part of an 8-0 run as Manny Zayas hits a 3 right there. And then Xavier McKenzie with the shot clock winding down. Nothing but net. The Beacons go up 47-39 heading into the locker room. And then kicking off the second half, Mariano Olivier Rodriguez hitting a 3. Beacons up by 11. They lead by as many as 12. And then Lorquette with his third dunk of the game right there puts the Beacons ahead by 5. But the Owls would not go away as you see Kumar Brown on this electrifying alley-oop brings Westfield State within 1 point, 58-57. But the sharpshooters for the Beacons came alive. Xavier McKenzie, 6 points on this 8-0 run for UMass Boston. Made it look like the Beacons would be in control and take this game handily, but that would not be the case as you continue to see them working on this run with Mariano Olivier Rodriguez getting that put back, and then McKenzie capping off the run with that 6th point of the run. Right here you see him at the top of the free throw line nailing that jumper, and the Beacons are up by 9. But JT Thompson, a 7-0 run on his own. Some tough shots for Thompson that the Beacon defense were not making it easy for him to score, but somehow Thompson getting him to fall. And just like that, he brings his team back within 2. And it seems like UMass Boston might be on the rocks here, but Emmanuel Zayas hitting a big 3-pointer. He had 4 fouls in the game, hits the 3 right there, makes it a 5-point game with just under 3 minutes to go. And then Xavier McKenzie says good night to the Owls with that layup and 1 opportunity. The Beacons win this one by 11, 85-74. Malik Lorquette, his 9th double-double of the season. He finishes with 29 points and 17 rebounds on 11 of 18 shooting. Xavier McKenzie, 25 points on 9 of 13 shooting. The Beacons shoot 52.6% from the floor, 40% from three-point range. They take on Rhode Island College at 3 o'clock p.m. on Saturday at home. UMass Boston men's basketball at home taking on Salem State Tuesday night. The Beacons looking to move to their best start since the 2016-17 season at 7-3. And it would be a back-and-forth game early on. Malik Lorquette goes on a 6-0 run of his own, the senior, continuing his hot start to the season for the Beacons with back-to-back layups right here against a pair of tall guards for Salem State in Jarrett Byrne and Connor Byrne. As you see Lorquette laying it up right there to cap off the 6-0 run, giving the Beacons their largest lead of the first half at 10-5. Lorquette would continue his dominance in the first half with yet another layup there. Jarrett Burns then comes the other way on the offensive for Salem State to help give them their first lead since 3-0 in the game. But the Beacons would respond with a 5-0 run. Once again, Tommy Burris nailing a corner 3 right there. And then Emmanuel Zayas, who has been hot shooting lately, gets that layup to fall there. The Beacons back in front. And then Connor Byrne would go on a 4-0 run for the Vikings with 2 baskets right here. Helps them reclaim the lead 30-28. But the Beacons would continue to battle back in a 6-0 run right after that, emphasized by that Malik Lorquette dunk to start it, would help the Beacons go back ahead by 4 points. That would be what they would go into the halftime leading by, 40-36. You see Emmanuel Zayas nailing this fadeaway jumper before the end of the first half. But the second half would be a back-and-forth battle to start. Burris leading off the second half with that mid-range jumper gives the Beacons the largest lead up to that point at 6. A 6-point game with about 12:30 left. Jaden Castillo hits a 3-pointer, drops that Beacon lead down to 3. And then Castillo with another jumper right here is going to make it just a 2-point game after a 3 on the other side for the Beacons. As time starts to wind down in the second half, the Beacons go on a little bit of a run. Manny Zayas hits a 3 right there, giving them an 8-point lead. And then Malik Lorquette off the steal lays it up and in. It's 71-65 up to this point. And then Mariano Olivier Rodriguez hits a 3, and the Beacons in control by 9 points. Xavier McKenzie really putting this one away with 3 minutes to go. Hits this jumper. The sharp-shooting Beacons shoot 50% from the field yet again, 40% from three-point range in this one as they go on to win 87-78 over Salem State, moving to their best start since 2016-2017. The Beacons will look to move into their best start under head coach Jason Harris on Thursday night against Westfield State.
The Beacons another win, and that is perfect timing as we are underway here in period number 3. Remember, the Beacons, 80 seconds remaining on this power play. Alex Johnson in the box for elbowing, and here we go. Gabby Shantz taking it in from the defensive back line here. The Beacons They didn't start the clock for the power play, so I'm going to do the math right now. There's going to be 59 seconds remaining on this power play after this stoppage in play. I don't even think that they realized that happened, actually, at the scorer's table. That's not something we usually deal with, so that might be a physical clock issue. We're going to keep our fingers crossed and hope that's not the case. They're resetting it right now, and so 1 minute remaining left on the Alex Johnson penalty. Scoring summary, if you're just joining us right now, Brooke Greenwood scored 2 minutes and 43 seconds into the contest, her 6th of the season, off a Darby Polisi assist, making it 1-0 Spartans. Then Alex Johnson, about 5 minutes later at the 7:14 mark, scored. She was assisted by Emily Harris and Caitlin Bartolini. That was Alex Johnson's 3rd of the year. Right before the end of the period, Sydney Leonard, with just 28 seconds on the clock, she got the puck, danced around a couple of defenders, and scored her 2nd goal of the season, bringing the Beacons back to within 1. Sam Lawler deposited a pass from Brooke Greenwood into the bottom right corner of the net, making it 3-1 Spartans. But halfway through the 2nd period, Emily Hansen wins a faceoff, skates onto her own win, and slides the puck past to Chico to make it 3-2. That's how we got there. The clock is reset. 59 seconds left on the penalty against Johnson, and the Beacons win the faceoff back to Buddington. Across ice to Gabby Schatz. Right-handed wrister goes high, but it's gloved by DeChico. Wasn't all that busy in the first period. Had to make 8 saves. Already 27 saves on the evening now for DeChico, as the Beacons have just ramped up the offensive pressure more and more. This puck almost turned over by the Beacons. It's kept in the zone. That puck sent in. Oh no, a player lost her stick on the play. It's Sydney Leonard, and luckily that puck takes a fortuitous bounce for the Beaks. 35 seconds left on this power play. Some trouble there for Gabby Schatz, as she's been out on the ice since the start of this 3rd period. She looks to be headed to the bench. They'll hand the puck off to Addie Buddington. Buddington has to get around the stick that was left on the ice from Sydney Leonard. It finally gets back to Kaylee Kozik, but just 19 on the power play. Kozik dancing in, and that shot misses. Big save there from DeChico. She kicked the right leg out. Cramp backhanded play. What a save by Kristen DeChico. All of a sudden, this is becoming her game. The Beacons just peppering opportunities in. Another one. Wilbert shot it, saved again. They tried to go low and beat DeChico 5-hole, and you have a goalie right now in Kirsten DeChico, the junior out of Lowell, Mass, who is absolutely locked in, seeing everything. She now has 30 saves to her name in this contest. That puck misses wide, bounces off the sideboard here. Castleton has been on the back foot the entirety of this 3rd period on account of that penalty. Let's see what they do, given any opportunities to step back on the front foot. Butters can't corral that pass. That's a bad turnover. Mia Boyd wins the race through the puck. She'll slide it over to Katie Wilbert, and the Beaks will get out of that potentially dangerous situation. What looks to be unscathed. Instead, actually, Rainey Lay kept it in the zone, sent it towards Sam Lawler. Lawler couldn't do anything with it. And now that one gets behind Hansen. Easy kick save away from Leah Bosch as that one misses wide to the right. But all of a sudden, it's the Beacons now having some trouble clearing the zone. That's a lovely play from Katie Wilbert, throwing the skate out there. And ultimately, Liz Cramp is able to clear the zone. Honestly, it looks like Castleton's on a bit of a power play right now, how they controlled the puck this past 45 seconds. Boyd first to it, chops it over towards Butters, and that's a freshman passing it to a sophomore, getting it out of trouble. That's another freshman in the form of Emily Hansen, and her pass intended for Leonard, just out of the reach for number 16. She'll turn it over. Riefler, toe drag, dancing in. Loses the puck, but it's still in the zone. That wrister sent in high and wide from Schott. Takes a pretty wide-angled bounce, though, off the backside board. Riefler keeps it into McDougal. McDougal comes onto it. It trickles all the way through to DeChico, and she finally clears the crease. The Beacons already 4 shots taken in this 3rd period. That was Greenwood that carried it behind the net for the Spartans. Nothing doing on that rush, and so now Meg Aiken resetting the offensive rush for the Spartans. That kicks off a couple of Beacons, and now Riefler took a second or two before deciding to pass up with it. It got deflected by a Spartan, and uh-oh, look out. Leonard, I thought Katie Wilbert kept that one onside. It Looked like Allie Riefler was there along the blue line, but the linesman on the far side of the ring taking us back to the blue line for that faceoff. That could have been a big opportunity there for the Beacons. As it is, pretty even play the first 4 minutes of this third period. That's a huge faceoff win for the Beaks. They can't cleanly gain entry into the zone. Henningsen Brown across to Juliana. Part of me is the Beaks turn it over there along the right side board. The zone cleared from Castleton, but the trouble not cleared. Buddington skating in. Wrister, it goes high. Rebound back out to Buddington, and she can't get a stick to it. Puck will leave the zone, but right to Emily Hansen, who has rejoined the action here. Her first pass tipped away. Oh, but Castleton then plays it in off sides, and that'll give Hansen a free run of the puck to get it out of neutral ice. The Beacons take a line change that they desperately needed. And this game has settled out quite a bit. This is Emma Webster, the extra skater, seeing some limited ice time today. She's back on the ice. She sent that one in. No play to be had there as that one missed wide right. Emery Bonner, a cross-ice pass towards the middle of the ice, but it's plucked out of trouble by Kaylee Kozik. Carpenter now. Spartans with a 3-on-3, wide open in the middle of the ice. Big save there from Emma Bosch as that was Ellie Schlebenner bearing in on the net. Kick save and a beauty for Emma Bosch. Keeps this game 3-2. But here comes Castleton. They've been on the front foot this past 30 seconds. Behind the net they go. Emma Webster first to it. Can't pick up the puck cleanly. Nice play there for Hansen to skate in and get it off the corner boards. Kozik corrals it. Has Liz Cramp streaking ahead. Instead, Kaylee Kozik will flutter it on in along the right side board. Cramp throws her stick to it, almost dispossessed the Spartans. Instead, here's Brooke Greenwood. But she turns it over. And Gabby Schatz now skating on through, dancing in. Pass is deflected. She tries to throw it off the backside of DeChico. Puck is still loose. Kozik in front. No, can't get the shot off. And Rainey Lay, the freshman, right where she needed to be for the Spartans to clear that puck out of trouble. Butters skates onto it. Got a play to win, so you like that. Margot throws it on net. It's going to be the easiest save so far of the night for Kristen DeChico. And I'm not sure here if that was a misexecuted line change or if that was played with a hand pass. Not quite sure what happened on that one. We'll walk it out of the zone, and it'll be a right side face-off right near us in neutral ice here. Resetting the ice here for the Beacons. It's MacDougall, Wilbert, and Riefler, the forwards, joined by Shantz and Butters. So a bit of a line mix-up now as we've hit the third period for Coach Blanchard. Riefler can't get a stick to that one to knock it out of trouble. Great job skating there for Gabby Shantz, the sophomore out of Reading, Vermont. She gets to it. And that icing will keep some tired Spartans on the ice back deep into their own zone. Beacons evening out the face-off battle somewhat. They have won 20 face-offs tonight. Castleton has won 30 and make it 31. That's a huge defensive zone draw win for the Spartans. And now looking to get it out of trouble. Lawler can't get it out of the zone. Wilbert picks up the puck. Wilbert toe drag in. No whistle as a brilliant play from Brooke Greenwood getting on the ice and stopping any momentum and any chance of Katie Wilbert to dangle that puck through the defense. Now Polisi. We've yet to hear from her tonight in terms of scoring. She does have an assist. That puck shot over the net. That's Isabella Henningsen-Brown. Getting it ahead to Emily Hansen, and the true freshmen are able to gain entry into the zone. Not much to be done with it once it's in the zone. And here's Alex Johnson right at the blue line. Not the cleanest of play, getting that one out of trouble. And so Hansen keeps it in, and now the Beacons, they can reset an offensive zone entry rush here. Cramp can't get to it, but it won't get all the way back for an icing before Johnson touches it. Now Johnson wheels around, and a nice-looking breakout here as Aiken is operating with Emily Harris. They cross it into Harris. She can't pick it up cleanly. Johnson gets to it, but Mia Boyd calmly there, the freshman out of Buffalo, New York, spins it out of trouble. As long as Giuliano can get to it, she can. She can't clear the zone with it. Now she does. One-man line change as Hansen comes off in favor of Sydney Leonard. And Leonard now with the head of steam out of the bench. Instead, opts for Kozik to take the run on it. Kozik can't get around two Spartans. Puck is turned over at neutral ice. And a disappointed Kaylee Kozik and Liz Cramp head back to the bench empty-handed on that last rush. Riefler looking ahead. MacDougall chips it forward for the Beaks. MacDougall always on the prowl on that right wing position, the senior out of Dartmouth, Mass. But it's Katie Campoli coming up from the defensive end, taking that one through. Felt the stick of Margot Butters, not enough to generate a whistle. This game had seen 7 penalties coming into the third period, and we haven't had a whistle blown yet in period number 3. This one sent all the way behind the net. Riefler, can she get to it and keep it in? Yes, she can, and that's a great shovel over two Spartans. And now Castleton has to retreat behind their own net. That puck deflected, giving chase and keeping it in the zone there is Adriana Crepaldi. She takes a hard fall, but so does Katie Nealon. And let's see what Castleton does here with the puck deep in their own corner. Not cleared. Instead, Emma Webster keeps it in. Katie Wilbert, not the freshest legs it looks like, but still has a spark in them. She couldn't keep it on her stick, and now puck back at neutral ice. Webster seeing a lot of ice time here in this third period. She's able to charge that one ahead. Henningsen Brown knocks it off the puck handler. Isabella Henningsen Brown behind the net. Centers, nobody there, and it's going to clear the zone, but it goes right to the stick of Melina Maggio. Now Maggio dancing through two defenders all alone, and the save is made by DeChico. Melina Maggio vying to do it herself. The sophomore out of Prospect, Illinois, got through 4 Spartans, but couldn't beat the 5th, and that was the goalie, Kristen DeChico. 31 saves on the night now for the junior out of Lowell. Puck is turned over now, and Emily Hansen trying to charge down the right side board. She didn't have the angle. Puck momentarily stays in the Beacon zone. Across ice to Kaylee Kozik. She wheels it on in. 10 minutes off the clock. Probably 11 minutes of real time, as this has been a back-and-forth affair. Limited stops. We all love that here at the hockey rink, but the Beaks, just 9:50 left on a running clock to try and knot this game back up at 3. Beaks have yet to end a game in a tie on the season at 5-8. Castleton just tied their most recent contest, a 2-2 tie against Lake Forest for their one and only tie of the season. True 500 for Castleton right now, as they have 6 wins, 6 losses, and that one tie. This is now the first game for both teams in officially the second half of the season, and so both of these teams, conference record aside, this is a huge game, but you got to think if you're Castleton, as this puck is sent into the second row of the stands. You know, if you're Castleton, you hold the 3-1 lead, as we'll take a look at that last play. As Maggio, just a brilliant head fake, and then goes for the toe drag. She had some room there. She tried to go high in glove side against DeChico, and Kirsten DeChico does put a glove to it. I'll hold that point. We'll get back to that in a second. Here is Sydney Leonard in the center circle for the Beaks, and that's the first time we'll draw it back. 9 minutes, 10 seconds left to go in this contest. It's another face-off win for Castleton, but it's turned over in their own zone again. Castleton 32 of 52 in the center circle. That one's fluttered in. It's loose in front, and nobody was there to put a whack on it, as it looked like Sydney Leonard was retreating from the play, and they needed her on the defensive end right there. Ultimately, Mia Boyd picks it up. There's a stick still on the ice now, but everyone, all 10 players on the ice, holding a stick. Oh, cramp on her skates. Pardon me, that's Wilbert again hard into the boards. Katie's right back up, and this puck sent all the way down. It will be icing, and so once again, pretty decent amount of time since that last Castleton line change. You will have the benefit of some tired skaters for the Spartans, and it looks like the Beacons will opt for 3 new players on the ice. Resetting the scene for the Beaks, you have Buddington and Butters. That's a nice combo on the defensive end. Katie Wilbert in the face-off circle, and then Adriana Crepaldi and Hannah MacDougall to her right. Another face-off loss for the Beacons, as 33 wins for the Spartans now, and that probably is the difference in this contest if you could pick one thing. Shot sent in wide from Polisi, but she gets it back in a dangerous spot on the doorstep. Brilliant read by Addie Buddington, stepping in front of that one and ushering it away. And now the Beacons, Adriana Crepaldi, vying down the right side board. And she loses her stick on the play. Wow, she had a chance to set up a play there. Instead, it's a 3-on-2 for Castleton. Polisi back to the middle towards Greenwood, and she missed the pass back to Greenwood. 3 opportunities in odd man rushes for the most dangerous player, Polisi, and the Beacons thanking their lucky stars and the hockey gods that Darby Polisi has been 0 for 3 in those 3 separate goal-scoring opportunities. She does have an assist in tonight's contest. How about this? Hansen onto it. Hansen shot. Oh, it goes just over the crossbar. DeChico got a piece of it. It fluttered for about a second. It would either get under the crossbar or not. It hits the crossbar and then settles in the top of the net. That's as close as you can get, but it will be an offensive zone draw for the Beacons, who are out shooting Castleton by 25 shots and have 12 more shots on goal than do the Spartans. But once again, another Castleton face-off win as they take it around the red line behind the net. Great play there from Hansen to keep that one in, and that one shot immediately into the Castleton bench. A couple of players on the Spartans lucky that they didn't feel any damage from that one, as that looked like it just kind of hit Rainey Lay in the ribs there and dropped into the bench. And so this will be a true center ice face-off here. Don't look now, but we're down to 7 minutes more or less, 7:18 to be exact, left on the clock in this contest. The Beacons throwing everything at Castleton, and up to this point, the Spartans bending but not breaking. And then you have to always be cognizant of this Castleton team. So many dangerous goal scorers. Sam Lawler and Alex Johnson, 2 of them that have scored today. You might not have expected to hear their names called. Johnson had a chance at that one as it was centered in front of the net. Instead, she opts to go for the cross check, misses, and now this one's fluttered in by Melina Maggio. McDougal's going to be first to it. She coasts on to it. Not picked up on the play from Leonard. And here's Alex Johnson. Skating into an open pocket of space. Oh, beautiful centering pass, but a save from Leah Bosch as Emily Harris was right there on the doorstep. And Leah Bosch hasn't needed to make as many saves. That'll be a penalty against Castleton coming up. Leah Bosch, that is her 22nd save of the afternoon. Henningsen Brown. Shot misses wide. The Beacons getting the extra attacker out there. And finally, it'll be touched up for Moa Carlson. She will put that play to an end. It looks to be Emily Harris heading into the sin bin. Here's that opportunity for Hansen as she danced in. It was kind of blocked on the shot. It got past DeChico, but it misses high. Now Emily Harris, the 7th penalty committed by Castleton. You got to think of your coach, Tim McAuliffe. That's the first thing, even if they do get this win tonight, that they will be talking about. Just 2 penalties committed by the Beacons, 7 committed by the Spartans. Luckily for Castleton, or to Castleton's credit, 6 for 6 on their penalty kills. The Beacons 0 of 6, but a player takes a spill. And how could you have known if you were Katie Wilbur? But that was a golden opportunity there, and she didn't know that the Castleton defender fell down. It's still Beacons puck at neutral ice. Hansen walking it across the blue line. Hansen centering pass to Cramp. It's out of her reach. Nice play there by Moa Carlson, the true freshman out of Sweden. She pokes that one free, and she might be first to the puck here. Butters gets to it at the last possible second. Margot gets knocked off the puck. Tries to spin. What a ride there from Moa Carlson. But now she's on the ice, and the Beacons can have a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Wilbert has Hansen to her right. Hansen right in the slot. Wrister. And it's covered by Kristen DeChico. That was really the best look the Beacons could have gotten in that 3-on-2. You got to shoot and hope for the rebound. Not the strongest shot played in. Still 1:16 left to go on the power play. If you're just joining us, 2 Castleton goals to start the first period. Sydney Leonard scores for the Beaks right at the end of the first period. Sam Lawler scoring for Castleton to make it 3-1. And Emily Hansen, her team leading 4th goal of the year in the middle of the second period to make it 3-2. And we've been at 3-2 for over 20 minutes of time now in this game. It's been a lovely back and forth affair, just a dandy of a hockey contest tonight at the Edward T. Barry Ice Rink. Beacon still on the puck. Not too constructive here on this power play, just 50 seconds left. Centering, Leonard in the middle. Great defensive play there by Schliebender. Riefler, no! Misses wide for McDougal in front. Both Riefler and McDougal have had multiple opportunities in front of the net. That time they combined, they almost capitalized. Nifty skating there by Addie Buddington, causing Schlebetter to fall hard. Hansen, once again, takes it across the blue line, has Liz Cramp trailing her. She'll keep it herself, has a couple of Beacons streaking in, opts for the centering pass. And not quite sure what the play is here. Were we on a delayed penalty right there? I'm not quite sure because it looks as if Leah Bosch might have been coming off for an extra attacker. I don't think anything like that was in the offing. And no, instead it was a delayed penalty against the Beacons. And I apologize, I did not see the delayed penalty, but Mia Boyd is the guilty party. She heads to the sin bin for the Beaks. Not ideal. The Beacons do have 21 seconds left with 4-on-4 hockey, and that's generated big opportunities for both teams. All 5 goals have been even strength. It's going to be 21 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey and then 99 seconds, a minute 39 of a Castleton advantage. So you got to do 2 things here. You want to win this face-off, and they don't do that. So let's see what the Spartans do. Big block on the play. That's Gabby Schatz through the left hand out and blocked the shot. Now Liz Cramp trying to go through 2 Spartans herself. It looked like Bardinelli hurt her hand trying to block that shot. Hansen has been on the ice almost the entire third period. She can't fight through the 2 Spartans. And now it is a power play for Castleton. Greenwood on the puck right now, has Polisi to her right. She spins it all the way back to Carlson. Carlson, Greenwood, Polisi, Bardinelli, and Lawler, the 5 on the ice for Castleton. Centering pass to Polisi, brilliant block on the play from Liz Cramp, and it stays on the playing surface, so no stoppage. We're 50 seconds into this PK for the Beaks. 1:10 remaining on the power play. 3:40 left on the game clock. Greenwood had a big opportunity in front there, and once again, it's Katie Wilbert diving to the ice, sacrificing her body, and a big save off the deflection for Leah Bosch. You got to hand it to this true freshman, Leah Bosch, in a tough situation. Coming into this season, was planning on just sitting behind Victoria Kennedy. Kennedy, though, getting injured in a contest that led to a great showing from Leah Bosch, and now 3 wins in her first 4 collegiate starts and standing in admirably right now. They need her very much so for the next 55 seconds on this power play. Wing shot, oh, it's fanned by Lawler. Puck's poked free and out of the zone. Great clear by Kaylee Kozik. Now Kozik pestering on the forecheck. McDougal and Kozik force the turnover, but Kozik can't keep her stick on the puck. Sam Lawler, who actually made that primary mistake, was able to clean it up on her own end and ultimately get the puck out of trouble. 3-minute mark now, 2:59 to be exact. 27 seconds left on this power play here, as you have a lot of tired skaters on both sides there. Greenwood just couldn't get to that puck, and you see her coasting back over to the blue line. Centering pass finds its target in the form of Sam Lawler. And Lawler, with 10 seconds left on the power play, centering pass was right to the Beacons. They clear it out of trouble, and so the Beacons take care of step 1. They kill off that power play. They kill off that penalty. Now, 2.5 minutes of even strength hockey. When do you pull the goalie? What all in the kitchen sink are you going to throw at Castleton to try and get this 3rd goal? Katie Campoli tried to skate it out of trouble, couldn't do it. Hansen loses it to Cramp, but Cramp is back on it. Cramp, it's chopped at. It's almost turned over. Buddington, it gets to Hansen. Hansen backhands it. It's cleared out by DeChico. Kirsten DeChico, a night to remember, the junior out of Lowell, coming back to Boston and playing a phenomenal game in net. 33 saves for the junior. As we're under 2 minutes now. Bosch is out. It's 6 attackers on the ice here for the Beacons. They're going to go 6-on-5 for the whole minute 10. It's turned over in the zone. Cramp keeps it in. Leonard and Cramp converging. Leonard circles it around. Lofts a pass over. That's a good look. Buddington wrist her. It's blocked in front, and I think Katie Wilbert might have gotten in the way. She was vying for the deflection. Puck is still loose in front. Kozik on it. Kozik spin, and that is blocked from the face cage by Katie Campoli. She put her body on the line and comes up with a block. Centering pass, and Kozik couldn't hammer away at it. The Beacons generating some good looks in this 6-on-5, but that is a lax turnover now. And uh-oh, here's Emily Harris down the left wing. The toe drag. She can't get the shot off. No. Great job there from Gabby Schatz not panicking, and Addie Buddington taking it out of trouble. 1:04 left in regulation now. That was a great 50 seconds offensively for the Beacons. Can they keep it in the zone here? It's sent out. It's handled by Butters. She has Boyd to her left. Instead, Margot skates into it. She'll walk it across the blue line and send it in. 49 seconds on a running clock. McDougal over to it. Right along the left red line here in the front corner. Sam Lawler turns it over. Mia Boyd, wrister. No, it's out to Riefler. Riefler to Boyd. All the way over to Butters. Great job to keep it in. Butters, wrister through some bodies, and it goes just wide. How close can you get? That one got through 5 sets of legs, and it misses just wide to the right. 26 seconds. Beacon still on it. Hansen centering, and it's a save for DeChico. Kirsten DeChico completely unfazed. The Beacons throwing everything in their arsenal at this junior goalie, and she just made her 34th save of the night. There is no more timeshare, and it's nice to see Isabella Segui back healthy, dressed for tonight's contest. I think number 30 in green will be handling the goaltending duties for quite some time running through this season. Still 18 seconds, and the Beacons do get that face-off win. Crepaldi behind the net, spinning it in, it's deflected, it's loose. Crepaldi still has it, 11 seconds left. Boyd sends it in. Oh, and Leonard loses it, and that will deflect it out. That one might even find the net, and it's off the post. It's cleared out, but this game has gone final. The Beacons do everything possible for 60 minutes, and they end up a centimeter short. Final score here at the Edward T. Berry Ice Rink, the Castleton Spartans 3, the UMass Boston Beacons 2. With the win, Castleton now on the plus side of 500 in their overall record and conference play. They move to 7-6-1 and 4-3 in the NEHC on the season. With that heartbreaking loss now, the Beacons fall to 5-9 in the 2022-2023 campaign and 3-4 in NEHC play. We've gone final, so guys, give us a quick minute. We'll get the final stats, final scoring summary put together for you, and when we come back, we will wrap up this contest. A heartbreaking loss for the Beacons. They fall to Castleton 3-2.
Moving from Turkey, it was a rough journey for me because when you don't really speak the language that well, and when you don't really fit in the crowd, it's very easy to disappear. But I decided not to give up, so, and UMass helped me.
UMass Boston was my first choice because when I came to the campus, I saw that there was a lot of diversity. There's a lot of people. Here there's a lot of international students, so it's really cool to meet people from different countries, different parts of the world. I'm Julia Murphy. I'm from Canton, Massachusetts.
I'm Olivia Murphy. I'm from Canton, Massachusetts.
We're sisters.
We're sisters.
I play volleyball and she plays basketball. Here they have a freshman success community. So each major has their own community that you can join as a freshman, and you take classes with them, you do study groups with them. So it was really helpful getting to know people in your major right away.
So in health exercise sciences, we have an internship at the end, or it's so much better to have like an advisor helping you out, like telling you which classes to choose.
People at UMass Boston, they're here because they know they can have an impact. Not just on research, but on people, on their students.
This is just a starting point. It only has potential to grow, and it has a big potential to grow up.
You're really having a direct impact on people's lives, and you can see that now, and you can see that years from now.
So I think it's becoming like the place that people want to go. What UMass Boston is able to offer to its young people certainly stands out to that mission that was set right out in the beginning. It's something UMass Boston should be and can be very proud about.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and I know how powerful words can be. The term gay doesn't mean stupid, lame, or less than.
So I pledge to speak up if I hear the term gay used in a derogatory way or any other homophobic terms.
If you can play in Division III.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and my teammates unconditionally accepted me as part of their family. So now I pledge to do the same for others. If you can play in Division III.
What separates UMass Boston from other schools is the fact that a large percentage of students commute. For me, it takes 2 hours each day to go to and from school, but every second has been worth it because the students that come here are serious about learning, they value their education, and understand where it'll take them in the future. This is what UMass Boston means to me.
The University of Massachusetts Boston. It's just minutes from downtown, and the Princeton Review calls it one of the best values in the country. A nationally recognized institution of academic excellence and research, UMass Boston offers more than 150 undergraduate and graduate programs, 16 Division III sports, and more than 100 student organizations. To learn more about the opportunities waiting for you at UMass Boston, visit in person or online. UMass Boston, a research university.
I believe sportsmanship is it's a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors. We all go through a lot to reach the point where we compete against one another. It's important to realize that. So once we're finally on the field or on the court or on the starting block, we look at each other as fellow human beings and not just competitors. Being able to recognize the hard work that other athletes are putting in creates a more positive and inclusive environment.
Comprehensive learning is being able to adapt to experiences and apply the things that I learned. Being an athlete and juggling academics helped me grow as a person, and things that I've learned, I was able to apply it in another field, putting them into everyday life.
And we're back here at the Edward T. Berry Ice Rink. The game is gone final. Somehow, Castleton faces 43 Beacon shots on goal and closes the door and holds on for the 3-2 win, upping their record to 7-6-1 on the season. Beacons fall to 5-9. Shots-wise, I just said it, Beacons outshooting the Spartans by 16, and that's shots on goal. The Beacons in the 60s in terms of total shots. Castleton just 40 total shots, so the efficiency was there for Castleton. The opportunities were there for the Beacon. 24 saves made by Leah Bosch, 24 saves in 27 opportunities. Kirsten DeChico, a night to remember, 41 saves on 43 shots. The face-off actually flipped. The Beacons 22 of 60, Castleton State winning 38 of the 60 face-offs tonight. Of anything, that feels like the real differential. Castleton just keeping the puck in dangerous situations, just winning those offensive zone draws that were deep in their own zone where the Beacons were threatening. Neither team with anything going on the power play. 9 power plays, all 9 of those power plays generated a litany of opportunities, but both goalies were up to the task. And as you see, Castleton, the guilty party, more often than the Beaks, they commit 6 penalties to the Beacons 3. We'll take a look at the 3 stars of the contest here. Emily Hansen for the Beaks, she is tonight's 3rd star. A lot of opportunities generated, and she now leads the team with 4 goals on the season. But the Spartans taking spots 2 and 1. Brooke Greenwood got this game started with a goal 2.5 minutes in. She assisted a goal later on. And Kirsten DeChico, what else can we say about her? 41 saves on 43 shots, and 34 of those saves made in the final 2 periods. She got better when the going got tough. Really quickly, so you guys know, our next broadcast, it's tomorrow. Some more hockey. Plymouth State the opponent, and that game will start at 3, so look for the broadcast to start right around 2:50. Couldn't have done it without the production team. I can't really do anything without the production team, so we'll give them the credit they are due. My name is Chris Del Sordo, but much more importantly, Michael Vesci is our producer. Maria Spilios, the director tonight. Cam Landry next to me on the graphics. Grace Kelly next to her on the replay. Gina and Elena Albano, 2 of your camera operators tonight. Manny Zayas and Malik Lorquette, 2 of the basketball team's finest, operating the cameras as well. One more time, I'd like to extend my thanks. My name's Chris Del Sordo. Thank you guys for hanging